Some motorsport photos look incredible, but still never get used professionally. Hi, my name is Ganesh. I'm a professional motorsport photographer based in Switzerland. In motorsport photography, the job doesn't end with creating a visually dramatic image. Because at professional events, photos are usually expected to do something beyond simply looking good. They need to be usable. And that word, usable, becomes very important in professional motorsport photography. A racing team may need clear sponsor visibility. A media outlet may need space for headlines or article layouts. An organizer may want images that clearly show the atmosphere and scale of the event. And sometimes the image photographers personally like the most may not be the image that gets selected professionally. That's an important distinction because a photo can look dramatic, artistic, and visually impressive, but if important branding is hidden, the car number isn't visible, or the composition becomes difficult to use in publications, the image can quickly lose practical value. And that changes how photographers approach certain situations during a race weekend. You are not only reacting to the action anymore, you also start thinking about visibility, composition, how clean the frame looks, whether distraction in the background pull attention away from the subject, and whether the image can realistically work for editorial or commercial use afterwards. That's why composition plays such a major role in motorsport photography. Sometimes a photographer may choose a slightly less dramatic angle simply because it produces a cleaner and more usable image. You begin paying attention to where the car sits inside the frame, how much space surrounds it, whether sponsor logos remain visible, whether another car blocks important details, and even how the image might appear later on websites, magazines, or social media posts. Another important factor is context. Close up action shots can look impressive on their own, but often organizers and publications also need images that show the wider environment around the event. For example, the crowd, the weather, the circuit itself, the atmosphere in the paddock, because motorsport photography is often expected to tell the story of the event, not only isolate the car from it. And that storytelling aspect becomes increasingly important at professional events. Technical consistency also matters a lot, especially during long race weekends where photographers may deliver hundreds or even thousands of images. Clients usually expect reliable work throughout the event, like sharp images, proper exposure, consistent quality. Not just one spectacular frame surrounded by unusable images. And maintaining that consistency under changing weather, light, and track condition is part of the professional challenge. Over time, photographers start understanding that usability and creativity are not separate things. The goal is not to choose one over another. The real challenge is combining both together inside the same image. Creating photographs that still feel dynamic and visually strong while also remaining clean, clear, and practical for professional use. And in many ways, that balance is what separates professional motorsport photography from simply taking exciting pictures at the racetrack. Because in the end, a motorsport photo is not only meant to look good, it also needs to work for the people who use it. This is Raceweek. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.